Hello there. This is Natalie Jensis.
And Reshaunda Thornton.
We are back with day 28, right?
Oh my. Yes, day 28.
We have 2 days left, 30 days, 30 ways to better health and mindset. And it's been fun. It's been good. I hope you guys are learning lots from it and have been able to implement some of the suggestions. Yesterday, we talked about working more efficiently from home and some ways to do that, no matter whether you're working from an office type job or a mom type job or retired. There might be some helpful stuff in that segment. So definitely take a listen if you haven't. Today, we are talking about encouraging hope in the hopeless. Now, this topic was inspired by a recent phone call. So, there are family members or friends that we connect with and we hear the despair in their voice and just want to help them, like lift them up and help them out of their hopeless state of minds. But, how do you do that? It's hard. And people, you have suggestions. We have plenty of suggestions, but they're not always willing to hear. They might not have the same tools that like Reshaunda and I use to try to keep positive. We limit our negative inputs in the news that we see so that we're not constantly bombarding our brains with that. But what can you do for that person that is not willing to listen? To me, it's kind of reminds me of an addict that is, you just can't tell them to stop drinking or smoking or whatever it is. They have to want to make the change themselves, and you have to step back and figure out what can you really do for that person, right?
Yeah. I agree. I'm glad our title is health, 30 days, 30 ways to health and mindset. And this is the mindset. We're going deep with this one. And I know that everyone has someone in their family or someone has dealt with it themselves that they're going through a rough time right now. And when you're going through a rough time, you don't see the light. You don't see a way out, and when it comes to us, like Natalie say, we love that person and we want so much for them to be happy and to kind of be on the other side and be the person they used to be. But at some point, you have to realize no matter how bad you want it, you can't really just change a person. Perhaps find a way to support them as they're going through their changes. When they're ready to change, it's like the best tool that you can use. I know for myself, when I'm working with clients, just continuing to encourage them and to continue to be that foundation, that rock, that allows them to know there's always a place to go back to whenever they're ready. So the same thing goes for someone who may be going through something. You may be talking to them, it's falling on deaf ears. They always got a reason as to why they can't or shouldn't or won't do it. The best thing you can do is just really be there for them. And when that time comes, when they're ready to change, they're ready to talk, you're that rock, you're still there. And also, you have limited ability. Your heart is there, but do you have the skill set? And if you really want to help that person, sometimes you may have to try to get them some more medical help. For health professionals that are trained in these particular areas, that knows how to ask the right questions, that comes unbiased, that knows how just to help the person by talking through what they've been going through. They're trained, they're licensed for a reason. So perhaps a better way to help someone is to refer them off to someone that you know and you trust that will, be better equipped to do their job, And another thing too, outside of just sending, maybe perhaps bringing someone else into the picture to help them, how can you continue to be there for them by just leading by example? Can you just be that one with a positive perspective? Could you be the one that always are uplifting, always encouraging in a way that's just who you are? And a lot of times we know positive energy rubs off on other people, whether they know it or not. So even just being that light and just being that leading by example, it will at some point rub off. They're around you for a reason. They're not around you because you're negative. They're around you because they want something that what you got. They may not realize it, but just leading by example is also a way that you can probably help that person.
Right. And so as we're talking, we're definitely not medical professionals, and that's why we're suggesting you might want to reach out to one or ask your loved one to. But there are different levels of depression and emotional issues. So it comes in waves, and sometimes it's something more serious, and sometimes it's just a part of life. But it's definitely worth getting help when needed. We'll leave a hotline number for the more severe cases, but again, we're not diagnosing anything or pretending to do that. Just trying to keep a realistic view. And as you were talking about, the positive energy can rub off, so can the negative. So
Yeah.
that's also a reason to step back and think, this, not get wrapped up in it too much, because I can find myself doing that.
Yeah. And before you go further into that part of it, Natalie, like another part too, like validate, like that person has feelings for a reason. And you may just recognize what you know about that person, whether, even if you're their spouse or you're their child or you're their parent, you don't know the full 360 of their life and what they've dealt with and what they're dealing with. So it's easy for us to judge and think, oh, they shouldn't be feeling this way. Oh, they should be happy and grateful that they have X, Y, Z. That's our perspective. So validating their feelings is huge. It's not up to you to determine how much or how less they should be changing. You have to allow that person to. That's why bringing them to someone that's trained to do this. That's the best way, because we have to respect how they feel, and we don't know the answer, but we still have to respect it.
Right. Awesome point, and very important. I agree. Yeah, you need to validate, just like you need to validate your kids' feelings. Even if you don't agree with it, you need to acknowledge it and say it's a feeling. It's not inaccurate. It's just how they feel. So, yeah, getting that outside help can help give it an objective perspective. Sometimes they'll listen to it more when it's coming from somebody else. We can't, don't try to control what he or she is going through, but just like Reshaunda said, be there for him or her, offer the help that you know of. If, like I've gone to plenty of counseling sessions myself, offer the empathy side of things or your own imperfections about things that make you depressed or whatever, so that you can empathize with them and help validate their feelings to a point where you are being that rock for them, but yet don't let yourself get sucked into that, because that's easy to do too. So, just keep that in perspective. There are little small actions that you can take, of small actions of affection to be that rock. You can send a video or text, or write a note with a positive message, share podcasts or something that is uplifting and inspiring without harping on it. Just kind of do a quick share.
Yeah. And not being pushy. Don't be pushy. Again, we tend to just want to kind of like take the wheel. I think this is who we are, and just help them to see it, but when you got to actually kind of check yourself too, because when you find yourself harping on, I want to make them change, I want them to be happy, I want to be happy, then you got to ask yourself, why am I so into it? A lot of times we feel, sometimes look back and understand, maybe subconsciously we're projecting, we're wanting to be happy because somehow we want to be happy. So seeing that person love happy reflects into us being happy. And that's fine, but just discern between how much of your feelings are you bringing into the situation, and recognize, is any of it about you? If you actually realize that some of it may be about you, we can do that unconsciously, and we can do it just who we are as humans. But don't push too hard, because you got, at some point, why are you working so hard to try to make that person change? It has something to do with you sometimes at the end of the day.
Yeah, I can vouch for that many of times. Yeah, I'll be complaining or whatever, worried about something, and I'll be like, wait a minute, where is this coming from? Yeah, it's inside, I need to address it with myself first, or the motive is a little bit off, right? So definitely a good point.
It's just so I laugh because I probably do the same thing sometimes.
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's easy to catch up, and you want that person to be
Oh,
happy, but yet you're like, why do I care so much? Because I can't control
why
it.
am I losing sleep?
Exactly. So, all that to say, just be
Oh,
a rock for this person. Be there, like Reshaunda said, just show up and be a listener, show empathy, uh, and encourage as you can. Um, you've got something coming up that people could
oh
take
yeah.
advantage of too, right? That's along this
Yeah,
line.
thanks. Yeah, I forgot. Well, I guess I did forget. I was so caught up in this message. In light of what we're dealing with outside the 30 Days, 30 Ways, I have another project that I'm doing within my podcast show. So I have a podcast show called The Dietitian Against Diets. So I'm doing a 10-part series where it's a panel discussion. It's called the Weekly Wellness Coalition panel. It's virtual. So each week I have a topic on what you're going to highlight, and I'm bringing in specialists and professionals that are well versed in these areas, and we're having discussions based off of whatever the topic is. You'll see on Thursday, the first one would be student and food security. So I have directors of the nutrition education programs. I have directors of more national-based ways of funding meals for people, and I think that's going to be really intriguing because our kids are hurting the most in this time. So I want to encourage you guys to jump on. It'll be virtual on 11 o'clock on my Facebook page, and you can, if you miss it, check, go to the link and watch it. But I think it'll be very helpful. And the one after that, the next week will be built on emotional health in light of COVID-19. So I have a psychologist, I have a couple of licensed clinical social workers on there. It's going to be pulling back some layers, kind of what we're talking about, but with people with the right tools. So we're, trying to help everyone through these times right now, because it's a lot. We don't know what to expect the next day, and we don't know how we're going to act in certain times. And this is revealing a lot about ourselves and who we are as humans. So we need events like this and positive conversations like this to keep people moving forward and pushing through these times. So hope you guys take some time out this week, every Thursday at 11 o'clock, and check out the panel.
Yeah, definitely. Great stuff that you're doing there too, Reshaunda. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I don't think we mentioned that. I meant to, but like whatever help you're seeking, I know we can't go one-on-one appointments right now, but there are virtual sessions out there with counselors and therapists.
Yep,
So,
there's a lot of them. Yep,
lots of resources. So you guys be well, stay positive, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Yep, take care, guys.
Bye.